Yeah, I guess just start with you with this. I guess here in October it was. You're talking about how just being part of coming and seeing the UNCD game was part of the reason you came here. You talked about, I guess it was 2 years ago, seeing Franklin Street, being in the locker room. What specific details or scenes still stick out to you that maybe you're looking back to this week?
I remember 2 years ago we played in the locker room. Everybody was really excited, pouring water on Coach Davis, and even just going out on Franklin. I couldn't do anything. I was a kid, but just seeing that atmosphere, seeing everyone out. I mean, it was definitely a lot of fun, and it was just exhilarating, honestly. Me being a basketball fan and a basketball player, seeing that atmosphere was just really attractive for me.
Jump in. You keep yourself from getting too amped up.
Honestly, I approach this game like I approach every other one. They're just an opponent, and I feel like me doing everything I can is really a battle between me and myself. So, I'm just going to prepare as much as I can to face the team that we're going to play, but it's just a game. No matter the atmosphere, no matter the antics before or after the game, it's just a basketball game.
You've told us quite a few times that you find something that kind of gets you going, the Kansas layup line, for example. Is this so big and so unique that you don't need that?
No, I got stuff that's going to get me going already. I've been at it, so I don't need nothing to happen during the game. I already know what I got.
So if you win, you'll tell us, right?
Yeah, sure. Play them twice.
Can't remember about playing with Boozer, both of them, and the challenge. What are the challenges that he's going to bring to you all this Saturday?
He's a great player, honestly, and he just plays smart. A really cerebral guy. He's not going to be rushed or anything like that. He just plays basketball in a very mature way. He's definitely a great offensive rebounder. He has the ability to score a lot of different ways. A great passer. So it's all about just keeping physicality with him and keeping body contact and just trying to limit his catches and stuff like that.
Did you get close with him at all, and have you remained in contact with him?
We talk occasionally, and we were definitely close. We won a national championship, so I mean, it was definitely a lot of fun, and winning brings everybody together. So for sure.
Have you talked this week?
No, we haven't talked this week.
Caleb, with those guys, the big guys for Duke, not only are they physical on the inside, but they've been hubs offensively as far as playmaking on the perimeter, setting up Duke's offense. What kind of challenges does that present for you as far as what y'all want to do defensively?
Honestly, I just feel like we just have to dictate the pace of the game, and that's going to allow us to be playing at the best of our ability. They have a kind of a slower play style, like they like to walk the ball up the court and get into their offense and do exactly what they want to do. It's up to us to speed them up and make their simple plays and their execution difficult.
How important is it then to clean up the defensive glass when you guys want to get out and run a little bit?
Really important, honestly. Game is one of the trenches, especially ones like this, hard rivalry games. Everybody's coming with all they have, so it's definitely important to make sure we play as hard as we can, not only on the perimeter but on the inside also.
Caleb, what have film sessions been like with the team since the Syracuse game?
We are really just focused on just limiting the things that they do. A lot of flare screens, a lot of rip screens, a lot of back screens, just being physical and making sure we communicate at the highest level.
Caleb, you mentioned you are approaching this game as if any other, but you've also said a couple of times this season about your legacy here, wanting to leave now, wanting to leave this place better than you found it. Do you think at all about the impact that a game like this and a big performance and a win can have as part of your sort of individual legacy here?
It definitely have a big impact on my legacy, and I feel like that's something that's really important for me, like you mentioned. And but like I said before, honestly, it's really nobody cares unless you win. So I just am really focused on winning the game. I'm not really focused on my legacy going into this game. I'm focused on winning.
Offensively, what will, I guess, you and kind of the rest of the team have to do to be successful in this?
I feel like we just have to, like I said, dictate the pace offensively and defensively. They play a much different style than us offensively, and defensively they are really strong and physical, so our advantage is probably going to be in transition.
When you play on a high school team that has that much talent, when you're looking at colleges, do you want to go somewhere where you can sort of have your own team, for lack of a better term? Like, how important was it that you didn't go to school with the Boozers again and try to recreate it on the college level. Was there something about wanting to forge your own path?
Well, a lot of people don't really know me before I played with Knight Riders, but I played with the Georgia Stars, and we won a lot of games. I was able to show all the stuff I could do, ball handling, all the stuff I could do, but I felt like it was important for me mentally to have the ability to play with talent, because when you go to college and you go to the NBA, you have to learn how to do that. And playing with talent, especially guys that are good players, guys that are unselfish, guys that are winners, it definitely opens your eyes on doing things that star players don't usually do, like boxing out, running the floor, trying to be defensive hub and defensive stopper. Just things that I learned how to do and take passion in when I was playing with other talented guys that I wasn't doing before.
Has Seth kind of imparted any wisdom or advice about what this game's like to you and to your teammates, that this is the first time getting a chance to play it?
Yeah, he says it's a big atmosphere, and it's like one of the he says the biggest game of your life, and I just think it's gonna be fun. Honestly, I really don't care about the crowd. I mean, me personally, like I'm really excited to go play at Duke too. Like I like to be the villain in games, and I just think it's gonna be a lot of fun, and that's really how I'm looking at it. No matter the crowd, no matter the environment, no matter the atmosphere, it's still a basketball game.
Okay, to that same point, what is the coaching staff? Have they imparted anything? Have they told you guys anything, or are they kind of approaching it as business as usual?
They told us it's going to be real. Coach Davis has, but I feel like my coaches and my teammates know that I'm like, me personally, I'm built for the moment. I don't really weather no matter what the atmosphere is. And then we played at Kentucky, we played Kansas here. Like I know Duke is going to bring more antics and stuff like that, but no matter the atmosphere, like I'm going to perform. So it is what it is.
Caleb, as a competitor, how kind of helpless did you feel not being a player watching the games last year, and how do you kind of compare that knowing that you will absolutely have an impact on the games this year?
Well, we haven't beat them in a long time, honestly. I know, like, as he was speaking about my legacy, like, we haven't beat them in probably over 300, 400 days, maybe even more than that. And then even when we lost them in football this year. So it's like, for me personally, like, you got to get a win, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you can't. If I want to be a legend and I want to like submit my name in history, like this is a very good opportunity for me to do it, and it's a very good time for our school and our team to just have some pride and dignity and get a win in the win column.
What have your emotions been like this week?
I've just been chilling, honestly. It's really hard for me, like when we had these long breaks in between games, because you're antsy and you wanna play. I like playing a lot. Like I like playing the games. So for me, it's just I just been preparing, watching film, practicing, making sure I get extra shots up. But honestly, I just been treating it like a regular week. It's just.
You felt anything different around campus at all?
Yeah, it's way different. I go to class and people are asking me about the game and stuff like that, and it's like, man, let's just play, bro. Let's get it over with.
I don't want to ask if it's a good thing, but do you think that last 9 or so minutes on Monday night kind of gives you guys something to fuel, as if you guys really need anything else extra this week in practice, but do you think it kind of gives you guys that extra, even more jolt to get going into Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, I feel like as a team, we're adamant about winning. So especially a game like this, everybody knows like the pressure and the need to win this game. So although that could have helped us a lot, we already are like on 10, ready to win.
I know you talked about doing something special with your hair for this game. Are you waiting to reveal it, or can you give us any hints as to what you got planned?
It's just a nice pattern. I didn't really do anything crazy. I didn't want to sit down for too long. I just wanted to get a little pattern in, and it'll be cool. It'll be nice.
Obviously, Cameron Boozer gets so much attention. Watching them, Sarr on the defensive end looks like a guy who you probably can match up with several different players. What have you seen out of them on that end, defensively in particular, and maybe Sarr in particular?
Sarr's a great defender. He's really active. It's like Malik Brown. They're adamant about like imposing their will. Like they're relentless. Like they're going to make the ref call a foul. So with them, you just have to be very attentive with your passes, always know where they are on the court, and make sure you use ball fakes and pump fakes because they're going to usually be aggressive and go for them.
Caleb, you mentioned that Coach Davis has told you this is going to be real. Past couple of years when the Duke Carolina game has come up, he's used different stories or analogies. How has he been this week? Has he done anything different or special or noteworthy?
He's just been serious, honestly. I mean, I expect some great Coach Davis stories before the game and probably today before we do film. And they always usually get me going, and they just give me another reason to really go out there and play. Because like I play for a lot of reasons. I play for myself and my team, and also play for my coach too. So just knowing that my coach has passion and is really emotional about the game, it kind of gets me going also.
Is there one thing or story he said that was like, I'm ready to run through a wall?
What do you mean by great Coach Davis stories?
Yeah.
He has a lot of stories about old things that happened in past games, and he was telling us actually yesterday. He was talking about how he remembers all 11 of his matchups with Duke. So that just kind of shows how significant it is, because he always tells us that our memories are going to be things like kind of like emotional things, like how we felt, like how stuff felt after a game, not every second of the game. But he was telling us like yesterday, like I remember every second of every Duke game I played in or coached. So, it just means a lot to know that, like, that just shows you how significant this game is, because that's really important for him.
And how is he when he's doing
Last
that?
couple.
Like, is he, like, you said, is he serious? Is he emotional? Is he kind of wistful? Like, what's that like?
He's emotional, honestly. He's like thinking. I can almost see him like thinking back in his head when he's talking about these stories, because it's like how you're sitting there and you're just imagining like what it was like when you were doing this, like how you're thinking about a story in your head, like whenever he's telling a story, especially these stories he's been telling us of late about Duke, is like I can see him in his head thinking and envisioning exactly what was going on.
You may have talked about this, but what was it like to meet Charlie Scott in Atlanta, and how much of the history of this rivalry have you gone back and like sort of looked at, researched, watched some clips on YouTube or anything like that?
Well, I love watching old Duke games, honestly, and I've been watching them for a long time, really ever since I committed. Used to watch them in class in high school, and but now I've probably watched a lot of them, honestly. I remember watching live when Zion Williamson blew his shoe out in that Duke game at Cameron. So, it's definitely like I watch a lot. I watch a lot of basketball, and it just kind of, it's crazy the atmosphere and stuff like that I see. But I'm just excited to be a part of it. And then meeting Charlie Scott was really, really important to me because as an African American, like just knowing the things that he's done to kind of cement himself in history and kind of break down barriers is really important. And I feel like being the first African American to play in the ACC, especially playing, I think, for Coach Smith, it just means that, that was huge, honestly, because without him, I possibly couldn't be here today.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks, Caleb. Appreciate it.